So thank you for joining our live demonstration on the HP PageWide XL series. I'm going to kind of walk through what this device does, the difference between this technology and technologies you've dealt with before and we have in our industry as well, and then run some samples and show you the insides of it a little bit and answer any questions that you have as well. So let's get it started. First, I want to just let you know I'm here in our RPG's Arlington, Virginia facility. We have two of these HP. In this case, this is the PageWide 5000 models here. We have three more upstairs in one of our clients' facility, Jacobs Engineering. And then we have over 50 of these out in the field that we have sold, installed, leased, primarily in the DC, Virginia, Maryland area, as well as some other locations throughout the United States on our federal sales team. So let's talk a little bit about the PageWide. So there are four different HP PageWide units. I'm going to show you a quick picture here, kind of explain it a little bit, if you can see this reasonably well. So the device over here is the HP, the PageWide 8000. That particular device is a printer only. It comes with up to 6 rolls, 3 drawers, 2 rolls each. That particular model prints in black and white and color at a rate of 30 D-size drawings per minute. D-size is 24 by 36. So just to give you an idea of that speed and what that means, the fastest black and white device, high volume production device out there on the market runs 22 D prints per minute in black and white only, because it's a black and white only printer. So it's extremely fast. 30 D prints per minute. Again, there's 6 rolls. On all of these devices, they have the exact same drawers as far as the way they load and the paper they hold and everything. And it can hold up to 40 inches wide. Traditionally, it's 36 inches or less, but 40 inches wide by up to 650-foot long media rolls. So. And it's going to be running just standard bond, the exact same paper you would take out of a traditional LED or toner-based device, such as a Xerox, a KIP, an OSE, Ricoh, whatever. Then we slide over here. These two devices here are the HP 5000 series, which is 14 Ds per minute black and white color speed. That's what I'm going to be showing you today, is the 5000 here. It's kind of a nice, it's the most commonly sold device out there. Both of these devices come with 2 rounds of ink, so it's a CMYK printer, and they have 2 rounds of each CMYK. The 8000 is a 700 milliliter cartridge, 2 rounds of each, and then the 5000 is 400 milliliter cartridge, 2 rounds of each. So they're, you know, the extra set of inks, you can actually, if one of them runs out, it kicks into the other one automatically, and you can change that the other one that just ran out while it's running. So if you've got, you know, a huge job you're running, or just back-to-back production running through, you can change while it's running. So these are the higher volume devices. They both come with the the 8000 comes with a rear stacker only, a high capacity stacker. The 5000 comes with the option of a top stacker that holds 100 sheets, or the rear stacker that holds 500 sheets. So these both have the option for a rear stacker that holds 500 sheets. When we jump down to the 4000 series, the 4000 series is our mid-volume production device. The 4500 is a 12 D per minute device, and then the 4000 series is a 8 D per minute device. The 5000s and the 4000 series all come with maximum 2 drawers or 4 rolls, as opposed to, again, the 8000 can come up to 3 drawer, 6 rolls. So, you know, each step down you go, you're losing some productivity capabilities as far as the number of inks it can do, the rear stacker, things like that. So again, you've got the 4000 series. The 4000 itself is 8 prints per minute. The 4500 is 12 prints per minute, both with a top stacker that holds 100 sheets. You've got the 5000 series, which is 14 Ds per minute, but you can get a rear stacker on it and has 2 sets of ink. And then you have the highest end model, production-wise, the 30 D per minute, color and black and white 8000 series, that you can get 6 rolls, and it has the rear stacker only on there. So with that said, I'm back. And let me walk you through this device here a little bit. Occasionally I'm going to come over and get a little bump because I'm going to actually bring the camera over and zoom in on some things. But for right now, all of the devices have the touchscreen monitor on top. The touchscreen monitor allows you to do walk-up, copy, print, and scan if it's a multifunctional device, as this one's configured here. It has a thumb drive access with a fast USB on the side here that allows you to walk up with PDF or TIFF files and print from, scan to. It allows you to pull up multi-page PDF files, and you can go in and select just the one or the few that you want in that file and not have to print out the whole set or go to your desktop and open it up in Adobe or open it up in Bluebeam or something like that and select the ones you want. You can actually view them as well on the monitor. I want to actually see what these drawings look like because I need to know which one's E1 and maybe they weren't labeled properly. I just need E1. I don't need all the rest of the electricals, for example. So the monitor here is very convenient. It works great. We have this obviously in our production shop here with another identical machine, and we have the 8000 model in our Laurel, Maryland office with well over 1 million square feet on that, and we love it. We absolutely love it. So here's the monitor. In this case, we have the rear stacker. The rear stacker's back here. It's magnetically held onto the back of the machine. You would just pull it out in case of there's a jam, or if you need to move some things around or whatever. It just pulls off. It's just magnetically held. There's a little guide on each, the stacker and the machine itself. You just line them up and boom, it clicks right in. It's very convenient. The other side of the machine here, here's the trays right here. We've got 2 drawers down here. I'm opening up this one. It's very solid. It's designed to actually be able to take a roll. It has a little indentation, a little divot here. You can put a roll on there while you're pulling an old core out, if you will. To change paper is extremely easy on the PageWide series. I'm just going to I'm unlocking it just by unclicking these little blue levers here. I'm rolling the paper out, and then I just pull out those, we'll call them end caps down here. They don't come out of the machine. If this was a brand new roll, again, I mentioned I could put it down here while maybe I'm doing something else. Then I come back. It's very easy to follow the path. The paper goes in to a little crevice in here. Very easy to find. I'm just going to drop it in. I just pretty much grab both ends of these end caps here and pull them in until it's tight. I'm locking it in. And now I'm just going to slide in the paper in that little crevice. A little bell goes off telling me it has the paper. Now there's 2 buttons in here for the first roll and the second roll. I'm going to hit the 1 button for the first roll real quick. It's going to give me about 1.5 inches clean cut, just to make sure the edge is clean in case the tape that held the paper together when it's brand new maybe tore it up a little bit or left some gum on it or something like that. Now maybe my hands were real dirty and I got fingerprints on it. Well, now I can actually hold that button and not let go until I see my fingerprints. And now I let go and I've got a long sheet cut as long as I hold that button down there. Otherwise, a quick one and let go and you're only going to get like 1 inch or 2 inches. I'll put this in a recycle bin because we're very green here at RPG. So I put the paper in the machine. I want you to notice here on the top of the monitor, right now it's solid red. If I was walking by this machine or if I was across the room and I saw that solid red, because it does kind of stand out, that's telling me this machine's not going to operate the way it's existing right now. Something needs to be dealt with. For your desktop, you could get into the web interface and you can see what the issue is. But if you're across the room and you see that, you can just walk over and it says paper load. And I can actually go and say, well, what do I need to do? And I can just sit here and watch what I needed to go. It'll go from one thing to the other, or I can just sit here and toggle through it. But it's showing me what I need to do. In this case, I just need to close the drawer. So I close the drawer. You'll notice now it's no longer red. It's actually showing a slight amber down here on the left, an orangey color down here on the left. So what that's telling me is there's something with this machine that needs attention, but it's not dire and the machine won't run. So right now I can tell you that 3 of the inks are empty down below here. Remember I told you there's 2 sets of inks in here. 3 of the inks down at the bottom have a red light telling me that they're completely out. So that's what that warning is up here. If I went into the diagnostics and hit a button, it would tell me that you're low on some inks. It might tell me you're low on some paper in the machine in one of the rolls. So if it was clear white all the way across, just clear all the way across, that means there's no issues whatsoever. So it's kind of a little warning system from afar or as you're walking by just to catch your eye. The back side of it, depending on where you're located, has the exact same view as well. So that if this machine was in the middle of a room and you had some people behind it, they'd be able to see the same thing as well. So walk you through the paper there. Again, it holds 4 rolls in this case with the 5000. Each roll up to 650 feet long, 3-inch core, standard bond, and you can put, it's an HP, it's an inkjet, so you can put all different types of media in it as well. So changing the ink's very easy as well. When a thing is red, like one of them is down there, you just push it in and pull it out. It'll just kind of click out, and then you get the new one and you put it right back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and disengage one here, pull it out. This is the ink cartridge. Let's pretend like I'm putting a new one in here. You can't put in the wrong color in the wrong one. Even though it's color coordinated and everything, it has a configuration to it, and it's just asking me now to acknowledge it. It has a configuration into it that you can't put it in the wrong color. So, you know, you never know when that can happen. It could be dark. Who knows? So anyway, 2 rounds of ink, changing them is very easy. Again, the machine will tell you on here when it's low on ink or when it's out of ink. Paper, same thing. Changing is very easy, very, very easy. There's nothing to lose. There's no tube coming in and out of the roll that makes the space issue. You need more space to get that in there and all. You just plop it in, tighten it up, and you're off to the races and all. On top of this is the scanner. So this has a 600 DPI scanner, color, black and white scanner, obviously. I just opened it up there. It has a scan speed of up to 10 inches per second in black and white, and it has 3.5. I want to just verify this real quick on the scan speed. Give me just 1 second. So on the scan speed, it is 3 inches per second in color, 3 inches per second in color, and 10 inches per second in black and white. So that's a pretty darn fast scanner. It is what I would call a light to mid-volume scanner. It's not a high production scanner. It's not designed for you to take, you know, thousands and thousands of documents that are archived and have somebody standing in front of it all day and doing scanning. Because the scan, when you're making copies or scans, they come back out underneath here. They go in and they come back out here. So if you're doing that all day, it's not a high production scanner. High production scanner, the scans are going to come out the back or drop into a device so that you just keep feeding it all day. But it is a production scanner. It's just not a high volume production scanner. So that's the scanner. I'm now going to make some prints on this. So one of the things that I will say in our industry, because our specialty has always been selling, servicing, and supplying wide format devices, toner-based, inkjet, and everything in between. I don't think there is anything in between there, Sam. Is there?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. By the way, Sam Bosley from our marketing department is here. She's monitoring the Facebook feeds and all. So your questions as they come in or at the end, we will address those. Sam, would you mind coming up real quick, just saying hi?
Sure.
Again, this is Sam Bosley from our marketing department.
Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well.
Thank you, Sam. So, the HP technology traditionally, I should say the inkjet technology traditionally, has been thought of as, okay, we need color, so we might as well get an inkjet device. It does great quality in color, but it's slow. It's inkjet, so the inks, maybe if they get wet, they come back to life, you can't bring it out into the field. It's inkjet, so it might take a while for the inks to dry. So obviously it could be an issue. It's not a production device, so it's using up the inks fast. You have to change the inks out quite consistently. And they usually just drop in a bin. So they hit the bin and they roll up and all. So if you're printing 10 sheets, 50 sheets, 100 sheets, it's just not a good production environment trying to use an inkjet traditionally to do that. HP's come up with stacking devices, lower models than this in the last few years, that have been extremely effective, that'll hold 50 and 100 sheets perfectly. So that kind of got rid of that issue and made it apples to apples, in fact, more advanced in some cases than black and white toner devices. Also, the inks on this particular series here, they're more cost effective to produce a line drawing in color and let alone black and white, than a black and white toner solution is today. I can offer our supplies and service plans on these devices at or even below the same type of production speeds, if you will, on a toner device, black and white only toner device, and it's going to actually cost you a little bit less in most cases to produce them on this machine. So it's not more expensive to produce them on here anymore. I mentioned the stacker on the back of this particular device. On the two higher end models, again the 5000 and the 8000, 500 sheet stacker in the back. They come out perfect. When they're done, you just grab them and go. So stacking productivity wise is not a basket where they're dropping in anymore. If you want to get a 5000 or if you are getting a 4000 series, they only come with the top stacker, which holds 100 sheets. So still, stacking 100 sheets, not an issue anymore. So again, we'll talk about speed a little bit, and then there was another issue I brought up earlier that I want to kind of kill that theory as well. So I'm going to just pull up some files off my thumb drive over here, and I'm just going to hit print and let them go here. So I'm going in here to the print button. It's now reading. It would either read the network, or it's going to read right here, in this case the thumb drive. I'm going to print out this sheet. I'm just going to make it, I'm using what's called color line setting here. It's just, it's the lowest quality level. So you'll get an idea on the lowest quality what something looks like. Now I'm going to grab another one in here, and I'm going to hit print on that one. Again, I'm hitting color lines, print, just one, go. I'm going to grab another one in here, and this one's going to be a big poster. And I'm printing all of these on just standard 20-pound bond paper. I'm printing them all on just standard 20-pound paper at the lowest quality setting, lines quality setting. Boom. So now I've hit print on them all. I just released them, and they're all colored. None of these are just black and white. So I'll let them come out. You can see it's coming out of the machine right now. Sheet number 1 that I sent. Sheet number 2 is coming out. These are about 30 by 52, something like that. And here comes the last one. So here they are. Here's the last one that I just printed out. I'm rubbing my hand all over this. Hopefully you can hear that. I'm going to rub it all over. Rub it her face. Rub it her face. There's nothing on my hands. It's not smearing at all. It's dry instantly coming out of the machine. So just to further prove a point here, I'm going to hold this like this. This is water. I'm not going to drink it. But I am going to pour it on this drawing here. So it's getting all over the floor and everything, but hopefully you can see that this is wet. I soaked that. Heck, I'll soak it some more so you can see it. I'm going to get yelled at by the guys here at the Arlington office. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this kind of dry. I'm going to put it down back here for right now. And hopefully you can see that it's down there on the floor. I'm just going to let it sit there, and by the time we're done, I'll grab it again and show you that it's dry. I'll grab it again and show you that it's dried a little bit, and you'll get an idea that, hey, this ink doesn't run. That was the other problem with inkjets of days go by. It comes out dry instantly, and it doesn't run. So I'm also going to print out some other files real quick, just to show you black and white all-out production, kind of the traditional reprographic world that we're in today. So I'm going to go grab a drawing. Those were all, by the way, PDF files, and now I'm going to grab a TIFF file, and I'm just going to print out 20 of them. This is just a black and white drawing. So I say print. I'm going to go in here, and it says how many do you want to do. I'm going to hit 20. I'm going to hit OK, and it's off to the races. I'm going to grab the camera now, so get ready. Going for a ride. And now you can see in the back of the machine here when these guys start coming out here. Oh, I got to release it. There we go, sorry. I just released it. These are 24 by 36 black and white drawings. As you can see, when they're coming out of the machine, they stack perfectly. When that's done, I don't care if it's 10 sheets, 20 sheets, or 500 sheets, they'll stack perfectly. It's weight loaded. It has a spring system in it, so the heavier it gets, the lower it gets. It's just an allowing weight to monitor how far it goes down and how many sheets are coming out of the machine. Once it reaches its peak, it'll stop and the thing will turn red and tell you need to pull the sheets out of there. So there you go. The thing's printing out those drawings at a rate of 14 D prints per minute. The 8000 series would be printing this a little over twice this fast. And I don't care if it's color or black and white. It's printing at that speed. So the other prints that I printed out earlier, it's kind of nice to show stuff like this once in a while. This is the black and white version of this drawing. And then the exact same drawing printed out, attached, if you will, in color down below. Just to give you an idea of, the impact of color. Here's another one in here. It's kind of a nice example to you. I'm messy. These guys don't like that. So here's a black and white floor plan, and then here's that same floor plan using color. So if you're in the plumbing industry and you can get this, if you're doing estimating, takeoffs, things like that, or if you're just out on a job site and you need to look at something, color is extremely effective. So one of the huge advantages of not only this device but a lot of the color devices that are out today is that the cost to do color, especially line work, not posters, if you will, but in particular color line work, CAD related files, it's insignificant, the difference in cost between printing it in black and white versus color. The days of, we don't want to print things out in color, even though we know that if I could, it would make it a lot easier to do my job, because it costs too much, or it's too slow, or the ink doesn't dry, and all of that. Those days are gone. The HP PageWide system in particular is the huge reason why that's become a reality today. If you go into the majority of print shops right now, they either have or are looking at getting the PageWide series like we have here today. We have customers that have purchased, they've replaced KIP high volume devices, OSE high volume devices, Xerox high volume devices with great success. I've got clients left and right that'd be more than happy to vouch for how much better how much easier it's been to work with the HP series. Another important point I will bring up is that the HP system here, it's an inkjet. In days of old, you may have seen inkjets before, whether it's a Canon, an Epson, an HP, whatever. The print head's going back and forth, and it's spraying ink down on that paper. That inkjet, that print head going back and forth is the reason that the speed can only go but so fast. That print head can only go but so fast. In time, they came up with, let's put two print heads side by side and have them go back and forth, and now the paper can be forwarded twice as fast. This technology, the HP PageWide technology, there are 8 print heads side by side in there, and the only thing that's moving is the paper. That's been the big difference between how we were able to get this technology to speed up the production time, not only to be as quick or close to as quick as black and white toner devices, as I mentioned before, faster, 30 Ds versus 22 Ds. So that's significant. This has been the biggest thing in our industry since OSE came out with their 9800 and just really ended the blueprinting era. That literally was the device that did it and made it make sense, cost-wise, speed, the whole 9 yards. So this is doing it now to color. What that device did for black and white, this device is done for color. So the lower end, the mid-volume lower end 4000 device, again, it's 8 prints per minute speed. That's a great device to replace your 4 to 6 D per minute device toner machines that are out there today. From like an old Xerox 6204 or a KIP 7100, 3000 series, the old OSE TDS 400s, and some of the other Ricos, Konica Minoltas, whoever. You jump up to the 4500. Now you're jumping into the 8 to 10 D per minute devices that were out there, replacing those with. When you get into this 5000 series here, Well, now you're getting into the more higher production, because again, this was 14D per minute production speed. So now you're talking about the more high-end toner devices that are out there. If you're really doing a lot of volume, well, that's when you would look at doing the 8000 series. That's what you're going to find in a very busy production shop like our Laurel, Maryland office and all. Do we have any questions at this point right now, Sam?
No
Okay. So, ask questions if you have them. Hopefully this is helpful for you at this point right now. What I want to do right now is I'm going to pull up these prints that I just did a couple minutes ago. And I want to show you, as I pull them off the machine, they're ready to be bound. I mean, sometimes with some of the machines, they come out and there's static involved because it's a toner system and there's charging and things like that. Because that's not involved in the inkjet system here, they come out ready to bind. You don't have to bump them on the ground and all of that to get it ready to be bound. Oscar, who's the manager here of our Arlington location, he just ran a job before we started for a customer. Walked over there, just stapled them up, with a binding strip, and was ready to run. He didn't have to go through bumping them bumping them before he bound them up, as we used to say in the industry. So it's one less thing to have to worry about. If you just need to print out a bunch of sets and staple them, you don't have to send it to a print shop and have them do it just because of that labor of bumping. You don't want to get paper cuts and have your high dollar people, sitting around doing it. With this, it's not such a big deal, and it's going to save you a ton of time waiting for prints coming back from a print shop. You're running it right here, faster than they're probably running it. Who knows? So we're getting near the end of the time here. I'm going to pull this picture up one more time, and I just wanted to show you here. If you can show me where the ink is running on here at all. Again, this is the one that I wet earlier. You can see in the back it's still, the paper's wet. I can't help that. The paper's still wet through the back side. But as it's drying, you would notice there isn't a flaw at all on this drawing. The ink didn't smear. Where I put my hand on there and rubbed my hand and everything, it didn't smear at all. So hopefully this has been helpful to explain the advantages of the inkjet system, especially the PageWide system here, and why it's a legitimate solution for your mid and high volume needs. One last thing I will mention, and this is from any technician that's working on the PageWide systems out there throughout the United States, and it is taken over. It's literally taking over. But the PageWide device itself does not have a lot of parts in it at all. Think about it. You're just getting paper through the machine. The print heads aren't moving at all. There's no rollers to make those go back and forth. There's no drums with charging and wires and things like that. It's just coming from that paper drawer out the back of the machine, or in the case of having a top stacker, it's just coming out the front of the machine. There's not a lot of parts. If you go and look inside of a toner system, and which our technicians have been working on for years, we've been doing this for well over 25 years, there's a lot of parts. And when you have a lot of parts on a toner-based type device, our technicians are in and out the doors a lot more often than they've been with these PageWide systems. This has been out for about 2 years, this technology. I should say the PageWide XL has been out for about 2 years. The PageWide technology itself, which is that print head, has been out for a lot longer than that. They have desktop printers with that technology, and they have extremely high-end devices, HP, that use that technology to print as well. So technology's been out a little while, but in the wide format world, it's been out for about 2 years. Again, we've got about 50 plus out in the field right now, and we've had great success with them. So again, I'm Dean Southey with RPG. If you do have any questions and you didn't get a chance to put them on during this event, please put them on Facebook and we will get back to you, or feel free to call us. We will post our number on the site as well, a 1-800 number you can get a hold of us at. And I thank you for your time. Have yourself a great day.